Hello everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Tony Denmark, and a little bit about me. I am going to be a sophomore in college. I am a pre-med student, so I plan to go to medical school someday. I am a student athlete as well. I'm on the track and field team at my school, Walsh University, and I work a lot. As you can obviously tell by the title, this video is about things you should start doing to get ready for college. This is mainly towards freshmen, because if you're any higher than a freshman, I'm assuming that you already been through it and you already know what to do. Like, you got it down, you learned. So this is going to be the start of my back to school series. So what I mean by back to school series is I'm going to be making different videos about college, getting ready for college, what to do before college, first day of college. If that sounds pleasing, interesting to you, please make sure to subscribe and like this video. Okay, so the first thing that I have on my list is to get organized now. Yes, you may think you're organized, but once college starts and everything's crazy the first 4 weeks, you're not gonna feel too organized. I mean, I guess it depends on the person, but from experience, I thought I was organized. I thought I had everything, thought I was ready for this, and no. A couple of tips I can say about getting organized is making sure you have a clean environment, I should say. If you're commuting from home, you do not want to come home to a messy room. Small things that I do is make my bed before I leave my house, before I go to classes. So after my long day of classes and practice, I can come home, my bed's made. If I don't have homework, I can take a nap, I can go to sleep, or I can just, you know, do my homework in bed. That's just a little way to help me not feel too stressed. Another thing is having your desk cleaned and clear at the end of every study session. That will help you out a lot, trust me. And just, you know, staying organized with your school stuff, your binders. Like at high school, I used to just stuff all my papers into my binders, but now I'm actually pretty good at keeping my things organized. You know, just little things like that. If you're living on campus, which I lived on campus for a little while, same rules applies. Just keeping your side of the room tidy. 2 is make a financial plan. Make a financial plan, because you do not want to go through the stress of how are you gonna pay for college, like as you're going to classes. That's one thing that I learned, lesson learned, like I said earlier in the video. Have a financial plan. At first, I wasn't sure. I wasn't educated on how I'm going to go about paying for college, but eventually I learned. Like at first, I was taking out student loans. I took out my student loan my first semester, and I was like, sweet, like, you know, they gave me money. Not really knowing the long-term effects. So I eventually learned that, and ever since then I've been just paying out of pocket, because my school has a payment program. Like, you can make a payment plan, and what I do is split my payments into 4 different payments, and I pay it each month. I started that my second semester of school, and it worked out pretty great. I did have to work a lot. Like I did a lot of Instacarting and DoorDash, and I did that in between like little periods of time that I had throughout my day, because remember, I am a student athlete and I go to class, full-time student. So adding working on top of that was just so very confusing, so very frustrating, so very exhausting, but I did it. And now this summer I just have been working a whole bunch just so just so I can have a whole bunch of money saved up, so I can have money to fall back on if maybe I need to spend this time studying rather than working. So if I need to take out money out of my savings, I can do that, pay for that month. But I'm still trying to work. Anyway, that's always important. So know if you're going to be taking out student loans or if you're going to be making a payment plan, and making sure you have the funds for it. Number 3, get your materials before class starts. Honestly, it's not a big deal because a lot of professors are lenient. If you don't have a textbook the first week, just make sure you have the second week, is what they always tell us. But I find it very helpful if you just get all your materials before class. For example, my biology class, we needed this big textbook, and we had our first test within the second week. So it was the Wednesday of the second week, and I still hadn't had my textbook in yet because I had ordered it off of Amazon. I found it for really cheap, but the consequence was it was taking forever to send. So I had to walk down the dorm to one of my classmates and asked her if I can take pictures of her textbook, which she was nice enough, and I did. I got all the information I needed. I did pretty well on my first exam, but that was just such an inconvenience, and I'm sure I could have done better if I had it in the first place, you know, so I can like review after class, review before class, you know. But it is what it is. Other materials you need to get is making sure you have your binders, you have your notebooks, you have your pens, your pencils, your staplers, your hole punchers, your computer mouse, your computer keyboard, your backpack, all that jazz. So, you know, just being prepared. You know how to do this. You did this for the last 12 years of your life. But yes, just making sure you have everything before the first day of class. That would really get your year starting off great. Great way to start. Number 4. I'd say get familiar with your class schedule. For example, the night before classes started, me and my friend off the track team, we met at an orientation, but we went around and we went to each of our classroom buildings and we found our classrooms so we don't be lost the next day. That helped out a lot because, trust me, a lot of people didn't come in until like 5-10 minutes later because they couldn't find the classroom. But we had already toured it the night before and made sure we knew where we were going. Also, just having it memorized in your head will also help you, because me, I had to constantly kept checking my schedule, and this lasted for like 3 weeks. Like 3 weeks I had to keep looking at my schedule to know what days I need to be, what days we're on Zoom, because remember, of the pandemic, some classes were on Zoom, some classes were in person. But the first 2-3 weeks, it took me forever to get my schedule memorized or even familiar. I was like, today might be biology, but today might also be my freshman class. So you don't want to be going through that. I'd say just, you know, 2 days before classes start, look through it, try to memorize it, you know, or get your little planner or your calendar, and, you know, just write your class times. That'll help out a lot. Just getting familiar with your class schedule, that will help a lot. And number 5, start making friends before classes starts. I know some of you guys might be like, well, that's kind of challenging because I live like 7 hours away, so I don't live in a city with my school, so how am I supposed to make friends? No, there's lots of group chats, there's lots of programs hosted by your school that helps you meet other people who's going to be going to your school or who are in the same major as you. What I did was Instagram. So one thing I did was I looked up senior classes of 2020 pages on Instagram, and I just looked at all the people who were going to Walsh, like competing schools, like, you know, like a high school that's about 10 minutes away. I went on their senior class of 2020 page and I looked at all their students and see where they were going to go after they graduated high school, and some of them had Walsh University. So I just went ahead and followed. And then soon enough, people were following me from Walsh. So it's just, you know, just get you in a cycle. Like, people will follow you, or you will follow someone, and then you'll see a suggestion of who else to follow that goes to Walsh. It works. So I suggest doing that. Don't be afraid to DM anybody, because I had a lot of DMs of people wanting to get to know me so they can have a friend before class started, which I really appreciated that, because I'm a really chill, laid back person. I don't start the conversation. You have to talk to me for me to talk back. I'm not a person who likes attention. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, it was nice having some friends before class started. It was just, you know, a bit of familiar, you know, just having someone you're familiar with a little bit helped out a lot. And it'll also help you out in the long run, because study groups are very, very important. Very important. All right, so that was just 5 tips on what to do, or what you need to do, or things that'll be helpful before you start school this fall, for you freshmen out there. I am no longer a freshman, so to all the freshmen out there, I hope that you have an amazing school year this year. I hope that you get familiar with your school. I hope you love it. I hope it's what you wanted, and if not, that's okay. There's other options always, but you got this. So if you stayed to the end of this video, I appreciate it a lot. Thank you for watching. Please make sure to subscribe, and I will see you next time in my next video. Alrighty, bye.